Well, by now everybody's heard what Kenny Payne said after Louisville's loss to North Carolina on Wednesday night, saying that given the fact that he didn't really have a full recruiting cycle and his own players in, that he considers this more to be his real year one than last season. What did you think of that whole exchange?
Well, the first thing I think is the people that are inclined to believe that Kenny Payne needs more time and are going to be patient with him will agree with him. The people that don't feel that way and think it's time for a coaching change are going to think that's ridiculous. I'll say this, though. Any comparison between what Hubert Davis had at North Carolina and Kenny Payne had at Louisville is ridiculous. Hubert Davis was an assistant coach on Roy Williams' staff before he took over as the head coach and took over a team with multiple five-star players like Caleb Love, Armando Bacot, R.J. Davis, and he went to the NCAA championship team his first year. That's not what Kenny Payne inherited. He could have answered the question better by saying, it's a bad comparison, we don't need to talk about this, but I don't think it's a good comparison.
Well, you're right in this. It was a question in which there was no right answer for him. You cannot win talking about that if you're Kenny Payne. If you take it on, it looks bad because Davis had all this talent and went to the championship game his first year. If you say anything else, or if you say, this really feels like my real year one, everybody piles on you. And now everybody's piling on you, including me a little bit in a column at WDRB.com. But what I didn't take into account was fans who felt slighted, that he basically, by saying that, almost disavows ownership of what happened in year one. I don't think that was his intent, but that's how they're taking it. And they have a right. A lot of them sat through a lot of bad basketball, and they remember that year, and somebody has to take accounting for it and ownership of it. And part of that ownership is Kenny Payne. I think we understand what he came into and the difficulties of it. I don't know what year it really is anymore anyway. I guess we'll let everybody
time to go.
Everybody gets to decide. You can read more about it on our website, WDRB.com. Go there and click on sports.